Hi, this is Ron Gannett from beautiful Community Church in Saddlebrook, Arizona. And recently, our congregation invited two new pastors to come join our pastoral team. And today, I'd like to introduce you to Pastor Gary Williams. Gary is not new to Tucson. Gary, you have some roots around here.
Yes, we do. We grew up here, my wife and I, and we have about 60 relatives, as well as part of those relatives, of course, are 10 grandchildren and our own children. And so we love to come back to Tucson and visit. Now we're here for good.
Well, you know, when I look at the mountains behind Saddlebrook, I understand you got a little history back there.
Yeah, well, I like to hike a lot. Susie and I do a lot of hiking. And when I was a kid, when there were no homes in these foothills, we used to hike up into the foothills and into the Pima Canyon. I ran into a bear there one time. Yep.
Looks like you survived it.
Yeah, we were running.
Yeah. You know, where were you in California the last couple decades, and what did you do?
I was a pastor, associate pastor at Twin Lakes Church in the Aptos area of California. That's the Central Coast, right next to Santa Cruz. And I worked there 23 and a half years and served in capacities of children's ministry, sports ministries, family ministries, but most recently the last 13 years with seniors, which we called second half ministry. That would be 50 plus, as well as care ministries, and dealing with all the care issues of the church, and also reaching out to the greater community through various bridge building ministries and activities.
How many seniors were involved in that ministry, and what did you enjoy most about that?
Well, on our rolls, we had almost 1,500 to 2,000 seniors. They weren't all, of course, at the same place at the same time, thank goodness. But we did lots of ministries, including gadabouts, trips. We did encore meetings where we would produce a ministry of worship and music that really understood the seniors. And we also did things in the care ministry, like what we call Sunshine Ministry, where we would feed home-cooked meals to people coming home from the hospital. And our Stephen Ministry, which produced almost 150 Stephen ministers who do one-on-one encouragement for people who are going through crisis or need. And we just had lots of ministries along that line. I think all in all we had close to 25 to 30 ministries that would service all the seniors and people of the church.
And that you left all that to retire and come to Tucson. Why did you pick Tucson?
Well, we picked Tucson primarily because it's where we grew up. Our roots are here, but we had all of our family. And we've served the Lord for almost 50 years in various pastoral ministries. And we've never really been able to live near the children, the grandchildren rather, I should say. And so we have kids ages 1 to 21. We felt like we would like to retire and spend some time with them.
Well, that's wonderful. You know, I'm sure that's a highlight for you, but even more so for your wife. And her name is Susie. So now our church is blessed with at least two wonderful Susies. And tell me about your wife. How did you guys meet, and what does she like to do?
My wife has been a wonderful support for our ministry throughout the years, and she's very gifted and talented as well. And she served most of my time at Twin Lakes Church actually as my administrative assistant. And so she did not only secretarial duties, but she also headed up some of the ministries. She even began one of the ministries there. And she's very talented as far as a speaker. I love to hear her speak. She worked with in the leadership of our women's ministry and developed that into a very strong ministry of outreach and discipling and mentoring and growing in the Lord. And she trained the person who took her place, and we both agree that she's taken that ministry even farther. And that's satisfying.
Well, she's whipped you into shape, and that's a good sign. Huh? You know, as you come to Saddlebrook and to Community Church, what are you looking forward to?
You know, we are excited about this community, isolated in a sense on the north side of the Catalina Mountains. We grew up on the south side. But to see all of these homes, this great expanse of homes, all of these people here, and we are the church here. And so we are really excited that we have this potential to reach out to these folks in various ways and to draw them in to know the Lord and to become part of the family of God, and hopefully to become part of our church family as well. And so I think the opportunities here are just unlimited for ministry building and just reaching folks in creative and exciting ways.
Well, you have no idea how thankful we are you're here. We prayed that God would raise up some pastors for us. And when I first approached you, you sort of stiff-armed me a little bit. But I'll tell you, then you warmed up to the idea. And we are delighted that God has brought you and Susie to be part of our pastoral ministry here. And we are just looking forward to the wonderful ways God releases that experience and that passion and the walk that you guys have with Christ in our lives. And so we've already been enriched by your being here, and we want to thank you for being part of our team. And folks, wherever you are watching this video, and some of you are snowbirds and you'll have the opportunity to meet Susie and Gary when they come back, I want you to welcome them into your homes, into your hearts, and pray for them that God would use them as a blessing for us. This summer, while my Susie and I are gone, Gary will be leading our worship service. He'll be preaching from the wonderful book of Philippians, and I believe it'll give our congregation some real spiritual refreshment. So tune in during the summer on the website and check out what God is doing at Community Church. So on behalf of our congregation, Gary, I thank you, and we welcome you to Community Church here at Saddlebrook, Arizona.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here, and we're looking forward to meeting some of you folks.